Have you ever witnessed a chess master set up the perfect combination, 3 moves ahead, while everyone else is still trying to figure out the opening? The Sacramento Kings might just be orchestrating the most ingenious trade scenario in recent NBA memory, and it's hiding in plain sight. While the basketball world obsesses over flashy blockbuster deals and superstar movements, Sacramento has quietly positioned themselves to execute what could be the shrewdest acquisition of the season. The target? Jonathan Kuminga, the 22-year-old Golden State Warriors forward whose untapped potential has been the subject of whispered conversations in front offices across the league. But here's where it gets fascinating. The Kings aren't just dreaming about landing this rising star. They've apparently discovered a pathway so logical, so perfectly constructed, that it makes you wonder why no one thought of it sooner. NBA insider Sam Vecenie recently dropped a bombshell that should have every basketball strategist taking notes. His revelation wasn't just another trade rumor thrown against the wall, it was a detailed blueprint for success that reads like a masterclass in modern NBA roster construction. If you're the Kings and you really want Jonathan Kuminga, you got all these second-round picks back for De'Aaron Fox, right? Wouldn't you just like in a 3-team deal attach 2 second-round picks or something to pay for another team to take Buddy Hield? Vecenie explained with the casual brilliance of someone who just solved a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. This isn't just trade talk. It's pure genius wrapped in simplicity. The Kings have been accumulating assets like a collector hoarding rare treasures, and now, those seemingly insignificant second-round picks could become a key that unlocks their championship aspirations. Picture this orchestral masterpiece. Sacramento uses their treasure trove of second-round picks to sweeten a deal that convinces a third team to absorb Buddy Hield's contract from Golden State. In return, the Warriors get the financial flexibility they desperately need, multiple draft assets, and can focus their resources on acquiring talent that fits their championship timeline. Meanwhile, the Kings walk away with Kaminga, a player whose ceiling is so high it practically needs its own weather system. The beauty of this arrangement lies in its elegant simplicity. Every team involved gets exactly what they need most. Golden State clears roster space and gains financial breathing room while collecting valuable draft capital. The third team gets compensated handsomely for taking on Hield's deal. And Sacramento? They land a potential cornerstone player who could define their franchise for the next decade. Hield's situation with the Warriors has been anything but ideal. Despite his proven shooting ability and veteran presence, he hasn't quite found his niche in Golden State's system. Moving him would create an additional roster spot and provide the Warriors with the flexibility to pursue other targets that better complement their championship core. For Kaminga, this trade represents more than just a change of scenery, it's an opportunity for liberation. His role with the Warriors has been frustratingly inconsistent, caught between the organization's win-now mentality and their desire to develop young talent. One night, he's showcasing flashes of brilliance that leave fans dreaming of his potential. The next, he's watching crucial playoff moments from a bench. This uncertainty has created a lose-lose situation for both player and team. Kaminga needs consistent minutes and a defined role to reach his ceiling, while the Warriors need reliable production from every roster spot if they want to maximize Stephen Curry's remaining prime years. Sometimes the most loving thing an organization can do is let a talented player spread his wings elsewhere. At just 22 years old, Kaminga possesses the rare combination of athleticism, size, and basketball IQ that makes scouts wake up in cold sweats thinking about what they might have missed. His physical tools are undeniable, the kind of raw attributes that can't be taught or developed. What he needs now is opportunity, and Sacramento could provide exactly that. The Kings find themselves at a fascinating crossroads in their organizational development. With veterans like Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan on the roster, they're caught between competing now and building for the future. Acquiring Kaminga would allow them to have their cake and eat it too. Even if Sacramento chooses not to embrace a full rebuild, Kaminga's addition would provide immediate impact and long-term value. His versatility allows him to contribute right away, while still having room for tremendous growth. The Kings have struggled with forward depth and consistency, making Kaminga's skill set a perfect fit for their needs. But here's where the strategy becomes truly brilliant. If Sacramento does decide to pivot toward a younger core, Kaminga becomes the centerpiece around which they can build their next championship contender. His timeline aligns perfectly with a potential rebuild, giving the Kings a foundational player to grow with rather than trying to catch lightning in a bottle with aging veterans. Those second-round picks that Sacramento has been stockpiling, they're about to prove their worth in spectacular fashion. In today's NBA, draft capital has become the ultimate currency, and the Kings have been saving up for exactly this type of opportunity. The genius of using these picks to facilitate Hield's movement cannot be overstated. Rather than viewing them as throw-ins or afterthoughts, Sacramento is leveraging them as essential tools to complete a franchise-altering transaction. It's asset management at its finest, turning quantity into quality through strategic deployment. This approach also demonstrates the Kings' front office evolution. They're no longer making desperate moves or reaching for immediate gratification. Instead, they're playing three-dimensional chess while their competitors are still learning checkers. All of this brilliance means nothing without perfect timing, and that's exactly what we're witnessing. Kaminga's situation with Golden State has reached a crossroads where change benefits everyone involved. The Warriors need flexibility, Sacramento needs a star-caliber player, and Kaminga needs opportunity. The rumor mill has been churning for months, but concrete action has remained elusive. However, as we approach the trade deadline season, the pressure to make moves intensifies. Teams can no longer afford to sit on the sidelines, hoping situations resolve themselves. If this trade materializes, its impact extends far beyond the three teams involved. It sets a precedent for how modern NBA transactions should be structured, with creativity, strategic thinking, and mutual benefit for all parties. Other front offices will study this deal for years, using it as a template for their own complex negotiations. The success of this potential trade also validates Sacramento's patient approach to building their roster. Rather than making impulsive moves or overpaying for marginal improvements, they've positioned themselves to strike when the perfect opportunity presents itself. Make no mistake, acquiring Kaminga isn't just about adding talent to the roster. It's about fundamentally altering Sacramento's championship trajectory. A player of his caliber and age doesn't just improve your team for one season. He potentially transforms your franchise for the next decade. The Kings have spent years searching for their identity and their foundational pieces. Kaminga could provide both, giving them a versatile, athletic forward who can grow alongside their other young talents while contributing immediately to winning basketball. As we sit here analyzing this masterful strategy, one thing becomes crystal clear: the Sacramento Kings might just be the smartest team in the room. Their patient accumulation of assets, strategic thinking, and perfect timing have created an opportunity that could define their franchise for years to come. The path is there, painfully obvious in its brilliance. Now, it's just a matter of execution. Will Sacramento pull the trigger on what could be the steal of the century? The basketball world is watching, and the Kings hold all the cards. What's your take on this potential masterstroke? Do you think Sacramento should go all in on Kaminga, or are there risks we haven't considered? Jump into the comments and let's break down every angle of this fascinating trade scenario. And hit that like button if you're as excited as we are to see how this chess match plays out.